Howdy, thanks for watching Doing Life with Jenny. If you're new here, I am from the US and currently am living in the US, but I'm building a house in Mexico in the state of Hidalgo. I have a house update for you today, and spoiler alert, it's not good. The construction itself is coming along quite nicely. My friend slash architect was sick for a week, so I didn't get an update that week, but basically the house is almost finished minus the roof. So I have 3 sides of the barda, which is like the perimeter wall for the property. I have a living room, the front bedroom, bathroom, and kitchen. So let me explain why I don't have the back perimeter wall and I don't have the back bedroom. So a few days ago, a gentleman passed by and noticed they were building. And he said that the back 4 meters of my property are actually his. He said that he had his escrituras, which is, I guess, like the equivalent of a deed in the US, but nobody actually looked at them. He just kind of flashed them and went on. And he's been by a few times to complain that that back 4 meters belongs to him. So of course, I'm panicking, but I also know these things happen in Mexico, so let's see what happens, right? So my friend slash architect went to La Presidencia, which is like the town hall, city hall building, and they said that my documents were all good, no problems there. But it could be that the gentleman also has valid documentation. It could be he's making it up to try to cause problems. But basically, at one point, that whole area had to belong to one person. And at some point, they subdivided it. That gentleman bought a portion, and the lady that sold the land to me bought a big portion. There are like 5 or 6 plots, and I bought one of the 5 or 6. So it could be that whenever they subdivided the lot into what the lady purchased that sold a portion to me, and the portion that the gentleman bought in the back of those lots, could have been that the person that did that made a huge mistake and there was some overlap on the measurements. It could be that the subdivision that's already built behind our land got a little off, and so when he's counting from their wall forward, it's not leaving him enough room to get the measurements he was supposed to have. So at least I know I'm good, and that the person that sold me the land, it doesn't seem like they had any fault in the matter. It is what it is. But here's the dilemma, okay? If I keep building my house and finish that back bedroom and the little yard that was supposed to be behind the kitchen and patio de servicio, which is kind of like their equivalent to a laundry room, but it's outdoor on the patio, then there is a chance that the guy could be right as well, and we have to go to court, and I might have to knock that portion down. Of course, it would depend on what the court would say. But basically, if I'm right and he's right, how is the judge going to decide? Well, it's Mexico, and unfortunately, you can bribe people to make their decision. I don't want any shady business like that, so I'm not saying that I'm going to bribe the judge or a lawyer, but what if that guy does? Then I just bought the land for nothing, I built the house for nothing. I can still knock down part of my house, I can still keep the front part of my land, but I'm not getting a refund because it ended up being smaller. That's not how it works. It could be that I keep building and the guy doesn't have the proper documentation or is too lazy to do anything about it, but he just wants to cause problems, so he comes by and throws trash into the yard or yells things, or that sort of piddly stuff. On the other hand, I could stop where we are with the construction and just end up with 1 bedroom and miss the back plans for my house, which again are the yard and basically the laundry room. Okay, is that the end of the world? No, but yes, okay? The plan was to rent the 2nd bedroom to students because there is a college right in front of the house. So there we go, one of my forms of income. Okay, obviously, if the guy also is right when it comes to this matter, that could be the smart thing to do. But what if he never shows the documentation? What if I win the trial? Then, like, I still paid for plans for a 2-bedroom house. I still bought the whole chunk of land and it just kind of went to waste. I'm not getting what I paid for, if that makes sense. So my land is actually very wide, not that deep, and I built my perimeter wall about halfway across because I was going to, or I'm going to, sell the other half. Basically, expanding the house to the side is no longer an option because we already made the floor plans and built what we have of the house so far accordingly. And I just can't say, okay, let's make the other bedroom to the side now, because whenever they poured the foundation and put the walls, like, they did it according to what was going to be a load-bearing wall for the roof and that sort of thing. So expanding to the side is not an option. The option I might have is to build small rooms and a couple bathrooms to have like student housing on the other lot, but I would have to look at my budget very carefully. I don't think that is in the budget. I would have to kind of compare how much I could make off of that versus how much it would cost to build. I don't think it makes mathematical sense just like thinking about it quickly. Again, I'd have to sit down and really do the math carefully. That's probably not an option. So that's where I'm at the crossroads of confusion, decision making. No answer is the right answer in this case. There is no clear choice to make. It's just kind of risking, guessing, praying, hoping for the best at this point. I guess the good thing is my neighbor that also bought from the same lady, they already cleared their land in preparation to build. And I'm not sure about the other lots, like how soon they're planning to build, but at least like the group that all bought from the same lady were like a team together versus one guy behind us. I don't know if that would play a factor in what the judge would decide or not, or that I've already started building and that they already cleaned off their land. But yeah, if you have any advice, I would greatly appreciate it. This, unfortunately, is a fairly common thing in Mexico. Something similar happened to my now ex-father-in-law. Him and another gentleman said that this one chunk of land belonged to both of them. They had to go to court, and the judge said, okay, you're both right, so just nobody can build on that section of the land. The builder I'm working with, they had something similar on a previous project. A lady came by saying that the plot of land was hers where they were building. It wasn't, but the lady wasted people's time and money going to court for the matter. That's another thing. If I had to go to court, it would probably take, I'm guessing, around a year before anything final would be decided. And time I have, money I do not have. I don't have approximately $7,000 for the court. Of course, if I were to win, Lola, why are you scratching the carpet? Of course, if I were to win, I could sue him for the court cost and for any other cost I incurred by delaying the project or anything of that nature, but it's a hassle. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. Please let me know in the comments, are you moving to Mexico? Have you already moved to Mexico? You buying, renting, building? I would love to hear from you. Take care and see you in the next video.